everybody, this is my first video blog on my life with Ehlers Danlos Syndrome Type 3, also known as the Hypermobile type. I was diagnosed last April, but I've had symptoms for pretty much my entire life. For me, my jaw, my shoulders, wrists, thumbs and fingers, hips, knees, ankles are all affected. I had an echo done last year after my diagnosis to rule out mitral valve prolapse, which it did come back clean, so that's a pretty good thing. However, I am seeing a new cardiologist right now because of tachycardia symptoms that I have. Basically, my resting heart rate is usually around 96 to 105, which is a little bit above normal for my age. And I'm currently wearing a little heart monitor, which I get to take off tomorrow and mail back in. And then I have to go in for, I had an electrocardiogram done yesterday. I have to have an echocardiogram done again, just because he wants to review that himself. And I also have to have a tilt table test done as well. I've been in physical therapy for my left knee for the past year and a half. Also, they added my left shoulder in. Since I was also having a lot of problems with that as well. It kind of clicks and grinds no matter what when I move it. On February 10th, I went in for a patella centralization surgery. My knee was even popping out in my sleep, my kneecap completely dislocating, not just a subluxation. After my surgery, I was expected to be recovering and walking and things like that. However, I developed a little bit of arthropibrosis, I believe is what it's called, or a stiffening of the joint. There was a lot of scar tissue that had grown in and made it impossible for them to manipulate my knee. On March 31st, I went in for a manipulation under anesthesia. And at that point, they were able to get my knee to bend to 120 degrees, and I had to stay in for 6 hours after the manipulation on a CPM or a continuous passive movement machine so that it would keep bending and keep progressing. My history, basically, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome at age 15. It took a lot, but I actually was able to get out of gym class, not because I was lazy or didn't want to participate in gym or was just a girly girl. It was because I was in a lot of pain. We were playing badminton one point in time before I got out of gym, and I swung my racket to hit the birdie and dislocated my wrist, and went over to my gym teacher, told her I felt the pop and I was in a lot of pain, and she told me to suck it up and go back and play. Well, by the next day, my wrist was so swollen, and it was basically because I had torn some of the tendons and ligaments in my wrist. So that was basically the end of my gym class career in high school. At 21, I was also diagnosed with lymphocytic colitis, which is a microscopic type of colitis. I've had all kinds of testing done. I do have some bone density and beginnings of osteoporosis. I've been tested for systemic lupus erythematosus because I had a speckled ANA test. They did do a lupus panel that came back negative, but they're still kind of on the fence. I've been tested for bone cancer, and I have also been told that I possibly have multiple sclerosis since that runs in the family. You basically run the gamut when you have a chronic pain condition. A lot of times if doctors don't see it under their microscope, it doesn't exist and you're making it up. It can be pretty trying at times when you're trying to justify your symptoms and just get somebody to believe you. It's been a really hard part of my life of having friends tell me that I'm a bit of a hypochondriac. Well, I guess those people really aren't my friends. My husband and my mom have been there for me through a lot of things, and without them, I don't know what I would do. It's just really hard sometimes. It can be depressing, and it can feel like, what's next? I mean, this week with using my crutches, I've had both of my wrists pop out on me. I scratched my back and my left wrist subluxed at the doctor's office. I sat down on Saturday, my right hip subluxed. And yesterday I had the worst subluxation I've ever had, and it was my left hip. I thought I was going to be going to the emergency room. However, you know, they give you things like these to deal with it. They're not exactly that helpful because they make me feel so sick and they can barely touch the pain. I had to take a pain pill yesterday when my hip subluxed and called my husband crying, begging him to come home and help me, and that's about it.